Śrī Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishmar Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudev ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishmar Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudev ki jai. Tadiya Vyas Puja Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Jai Śrīla sorry. Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishmar Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Vaman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishmar Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gaur Kishoras Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Śrī Rupa Nugogoriya Guru Varga ki jai. Śrī Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Śrī Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Śrī Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Śrī Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय. श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जाय. सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जाय. श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय. श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय. श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय. श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय. श्री पूर्णमासी योग माय की जाय. श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय. श्री मौनी अमावस्या की जाय. जय श्री गुरुदेव की जाय. Śrīla Gurudev Avirbhav Tithi ki jai. Tithi Palan Kari Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Jai Ho. Jai Śrīla Gurudev ki jai. Hari Bo Indira Mataji. Wow, you're up late. I know you're an early sleeper. So yeah, thanks for joining in this reading for the second half of Guru-dāsa. We're reading from this book here. It's a wonderful article by Śrīla Gurudev. It's like 10,000 words, so it's very long, many pages, but yeah, very beautiful katha. Let me share my screen and we'll jump right into it. I just got back to my room, like right this second. I was out in Mayapur. We had a whole program there. And yeah, that's why I'm so late. I wanted to read at 8, and then I actually arrived back after 8:30, like 8:31, I got into my room. All right, so let's see. Let's do a quick recap. Very quick. Okay, so in the beginning, Gurudev is talking about Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu alone is the root of these conceptions. Those who do not embrace a sense of indebtedness to Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are simply not Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Haridāsa Varya, the best of the servants of Hari. Other people may very well regard Girirajji to be Bhagavan and view worship of him as the worship of Radha and Krishna or others. However, in our sampradaya, he is seen only as Haridāsa Varya, because there can be nothing more authoritative than the words of the gopis, especially when among the gopis it is from Srimati Radhika herself, from her own lips, that we find the statement that that verse, Hantayam Adra Bala Haridāsa Varya. Srimati Radhika spoke that in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, yes, we don't trust Krishna. He'll say to one gopi that you're my favorite, and he'll say to another gopi that she's my favorite. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that we do not trust the words of people who live in Mathura. So, so Gurudev talks about how Mahaprabhu gave Giriraj Govardhan to Raghunath Das Goswami. And okay, so we hear about Haridāsa Varya. To become Haridāsa Varya, there are some prerequisites. We must look to the light, to that which is not darkness. Go towards the light. Hari Katha is the light. Before becoming the servant of Hari, there are some other endeavors we must make. First, we become liberated. First liberation occurs and all bondage is destroyed. Then one can become a servant of Shri Krishna. Even upon becoming Shri Krishna's servant, thus, still something remains to be done. Although everything is implied here, becoming Krishna's das, Radha's das, etc., it is a general statement. Just saying Krishna's servant does leave something wanting. Maya das, servant of the illusory energy. Okay, I'm not going to read everything. So right now we're Maya das. Nowhere else is there such a beautiful description of this process, be it in Srimad Bhagavatam, the Vedas, or the Upanishads. Not like in Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita. He's giving an example of becoming a gardener. The sadhak plants the seed and irrigates it with the water of hearing and chanting. So Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita. Nowhere else. Sorry, let me just read this. If you want to read something about bhakti, then you must read Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita. To understand Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Shat-sandarbhas are absolutely necessary. And to understand the Shat-sandarbhas, we need to attain the mercy of Srila Sanatana Goswami's Brihad Bhagavatamrita and Srila Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Ujjvala Nilamani. Otherwise, we will not be able to understand these books at all. In addition, to explain all of these books, we have the writings of Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Jiva Goswami, and others. Ours is a huge and weighty fortune, but at least we have come in contact with the Dhara, our current of this line of thought. If not today, then maybe tomorrow we will be able to become immersed in it. Just how immensely fortunate are we? So first of all, we are Mayadas. As long as we are entrapped here, all of this will surely remain with us in one form or another. All this attachment, this engrossment in this body and things that pertain to it. When the soul receives, I'm not going to do this throughout the whole thing. Sorry, I just wanted to get the flow. When the soul receives the mercy of Sadhu and Guru, or Krishna and Guru, Guru Krishna Prasadi Pai Bhakti Lata Beach, he begins to rise somewhat. When he rose above being a servant of Maya, he developed some sukriti, some spiritual merit. Then he had some association with sadhus, obtains the mercy of Guru, and now he has become Guru-dāsa. The first stage is Guru-dāsa. What can he attain beyond the material energy if he is a servant of Maya? Whatever one may try to do, if it is without Guru, one will not be successful. Hence, one has to become Guru-dāsa. And then Gurudev goes through different types of Guru-dāsa. There's not just one type of Guru-dāsa. First, there's Shishya Bhruva. That's a mistake there, spelling mistake. It should be Bhruva, not Briva. So first there's Shishya Bhruva, one who's a disciple only in name. Then there are one Bhruvas, so-called Brahmins. After that, there's Tamasak Das, and then Rajasic Das, and Satvik Das. And then, so these disciples are Kanishtas and Madhyams. Beyond them is the Nirguna Das, a disciple who's beyond the modes. And that's what we read up to. We read up to Nirguna Das. This kind of disciple is referred to as Uttam. After this, there is something else. The living entity will then become Krishna Das, a servant of Krishna. To understand this topic, first understand what Shishya Bhruva is. He is not a servant of Guru, but he says he is. All right, so the example of that, of one who is a disciple in name only, Gurudev explains, is Ekalavya. And we heard that whole Ekalavya was, he didn't really care about Dronacharya's manobhishta. What did Dronacharya want? That was not at all Ekalavya's. He wanted to get something out of him. And so even though he wanted to do something, and so even though he cut off his right thumb and gave it to Dronacharya, that was still not, he still was not considered a Guru-dāsa, because he didn't really care about. Anyway, so he was only a disciple in name only. And he deceitfully became Dronacharya's disciple, so then there's Karna. He was explained as the Tamasic disciple. And what did Karna? He pretended to be a Brahmin, right? And then he learned from Parshuram, and then we heard that whole story when the bug went in one side and went out the other side, and his leg was bleeding, and Parshuram. So he was a Tamasic disciple. And then we come to Bhishma, right? Yeah, Bhishma was a Rajasic disciple. Wait, let's see this. Let us proceed a step further to the Rajasic disciple. What is a Rajasic disciple? It refers to one who serves Guru to obtain pleasure, luxury, indulgence, a wife or a husband. In the discussion between Kapila Deva and Devahuti, there is mention of Rajasic, Tamasic, and Sattvic Bhakti. This gradation of the modes pertains to Bhakti. Depending on the modes of the practitioner, Bhakti is referred to by different names. In fact, Bhakti of one kind only. There's only Uttama Bhakti. When you say Bhakti, it means Uttama Bhakti. Likewise, there's only one kind of Guru Sevak. But according to the various moods of devotion individuals have or what they are concerned with, they are given different kinds of names. They're given different names. Like if you say water, then pure water is implied, right? If you say water, you think of pure water. But there might be contaminated water, there might be salty water, there might be all sorts of, but if you just say water, it implies pure water. So Guru-dāsa means Guru-dāsa. Anyway, so Bhishma's enactment as a Rajasic disciple, we heard that one. Okay, heard that one. And then Aruni and Upamanyu, they are the Sattvic disciples. And yeah, I remember hearing this from Gurudev a bunch of times. He used to tell this, right? How Aruni, he wasn't able to block the water, and so then he used himself as the dam, and he was there all night trying to so that the field didn't over flooded with water. And okay, so we heard that one, and also the story of Upamanyu. Okay, we went through that. So these are Sattvic Sattvic disciples. Okay, so and then we hear about the Nirguna Das. The disciple is the example is given of Krishna and Sudama. They were Nirguna. Let us proceed somewhat higher. Here to this Bhagavatam. This is where Nirguna Bhakti, or the example of Nirguna Das, begins. Up till now, we have discussed the Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, and Dhruva categories of disciples. The Srimad Bhagavatam describes how Sudama and Krishna, on the order of their Gurvi, the wife of their Guru Sandipani Muni, went into the jungle to collect wood. Okay, so we heard that story. I'm not going to read the whole story again. So the two of them, they did not consider their own personal gain or loss. They only acted to serve their Guru. This is an example of Nirguna Das. Sudama's bhakti is Nirguna, and he attains bhakti for Nārāyaṇa, meaning for Krishna as Dwarkadish. He obtains great wealth, but also utter detachment from it, as well as special anurag, attachment to Krishna. Okay, so that's where we read up to this morning now. Sorry, that wasn't a very good overview, but I just, anyhow. Let me just check the comments, see everything. Haribo, Kishori Mohan Prabhu. Oh, really? Tirtha Prabhu spoke about this also. Haribo, Manjari Didi. What book? This is from the book Śrī Guru-vandanā. Wow, great. I have a lot of wonderful people following. Indira Mataji, Kishori Mohan, Manjari Didi. All right, so now we're reading the prayers of Śrī Bilvamangal Thakur. And this is, by the way, this is from a class that Gurudev gave in 1991, I think. Yeah, in Keshevji Gaudiya Math in Mathura. So now, having reached the Nirguna stage, let us proceed a bit further, for we still have not found our abhishta, our cherished objective. Hence, we proceed to this verse. Chintamani jayati somagirir gurur me shiksha guruscha bhagavan shikipicha moli yat parakalpataru pallava shekareshu lila swayang vararasang labhate jayashri. What kind of Guru Das is the author of this verse? Śrī Bilvamangal Thakur refers to Chintamani as his Guru. Which Guru? The Guru that showed him the path. Anyone who shows us the path to enlightenment, no matter who they may be, even if they are a prostitute, is to be honored as Guru, as our Pat Pradarshak or Vartma Pradarshak Guru. It is not possible for us to repay those who have shown us the path. They were inspired by Krishna himself to send us here to the society of Vaishnavas, so we are indebted to them to anyone who may have helped us spiritually prior to establishing a relationship with our Guru. Gratitude is synonymous with Vaishnavism. Those who have no sense of gratitude have not the slightest trace of the quality of a Vaishnava in them. Wow, that's heavy. Those who have no sense of gratitude have not the slightest trace of the quality of a Vaishnava in them. First, Sri Bilvamangal Thakur pays his respects to Chintamani, then to his Diksha Guru, Somagiri, and last of all, he pays obeisances to his Shiksha Guru, Shiki Pichamoli, Krishna, who wears a peacock feather on his head. Krishna was the one who, as Chaitya Guru and as Shiksha Guru, inspired him in his heart, who roused all of the moods of Krishna Karnamrita within him. Shri Bilvamangal gives more emphasis to Shiksha Guru here, because his Shiksha Guru is Krishna himself. Still, in this world especially, we are indebted to Diksha Guru. How else do we make a connection with Krishna? Even if Krishna himself is the Shiksha Guru, we still have to give our respects to our Diksha Guru. If we are so indebted to our Vartma Pradarshak Guru, are we not indebted to the person who has given us Diksha? We cannot honor our Pat Pradarshak Guru, and then not honor our Diksha Guru. These two, Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru, are to be regarded as Krishna's Rup and Swarup. One should not think one is less than the other. Sometimes the Diksha Guru is more exalted in terms of personal qualification. Sometimes Shiksha Guru can be more exalted. For example, we have our Diksha Guru, but if we think of Krishna as our Shiksha Guru, then who is more exalted? If we think of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as our Shiksha Guru, then who is superior? And if Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī is our Diksha Guru, then what? One cannot neglect Shiksha Guru. There is a saying in Bengali: "Don't be like a cow climbing over." Don't be like a cow climbing over the trough. Is that how you say it? Trough to get to the grass. You will injure yourself. This should not happen. In other words, we have to respect both equally, but always Diksha Guru first, even if Shiksha Guru is in fact superior. We always must give respect to Diksha Guru first. Sometimes, in the realm of bhajan, Shiksha Guru becomes more influential than the Diksha Guru, as in the case of Shyamananda Prabhu, or Dukhi Krishnadas, as he was known. He sought Samadru, Hriday Chaitanya, who told him to go to Vrindavan and take shelter of Śrīla Jiva Gosvāmī. There he studied this under the tutelage of Śrīla Jiva Gosvāmī and developed one-pointed devotion for Srimati Radhaji. But he gave each of his gurus, Hriday Chaitanya and Śrīla Jiva Gosvāmī, the respect they deserved. This is how it should be. Otherwise, we will be ruined. With our Shiksha Guru, the relationship is somewhat like Raganuga, more natural, more spontaneous. There are many things we cannot say, that we cannot say to or ask our Diksha Guru, who is like a father. We feel some shyness, some hesitation, is it not? But our Shiksha Guru is like our father's younger brother, an uncle, or a Chacha Guru, one might say. The things we cannot say to our Guru, we can express to him. We can interact with him more in a mood of equals. So Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī is Shiksha Guru, and Śrīla Sanatana Gosvāmī is Diksha Guru. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna are Shiksha Guru, then how should we interact with them? Srimad Bhagavatam is also Shiksha Guru. It is said, Vandeham Śrī Guru Śrī Yuta Parakamalam Śrī Gurun Vaishnavangscha Śrī Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitang Tang Sajivam. I bow to the feet of Śrī Guru and the Vaishnavas, Śrī Rupa and his elder brother Śrī Sanatan, with their entourage of Śrīla Raghunath Das, Śrī Jiva, and others. And after that, there are even more Shiksha Gurus mentioned. Sadvaitam, Savadutam, Parijana Sahitam, Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha. I bow to Shri Advaita, Shri Nityananda, to Sriman Mahaprabhu and his associates, and Krishna and their associates headed by Lalita and Vishaka. These are all in the realm of spiritual life. We must heed all of these details. The moods expressed in the prayers of Sri Bilvamangal Thakur are spiritual and immaculate. Even among that which is nirguna, this is uttama, this is topmost. But still, there is something lacking. Srila Sanatana Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami. Now let us go to the time of Sriman Mahaprabhu. Bilvamangal was from a previous era. Sriman Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. He did not make any disciples, did he? Still, Srila Rupa Goswami says, he is my guru. Srila Sanatana Goswami says, he is my guru. The world says, he is my guru. They do they not? Yes, it is said quite often, and it's true to some extent. In Benares, he infused Srila Sanatana with everything. Externally, he gave him everything and inspired him internally as well. As Chaita Guru, he inspired Srila Sanatana Goswami in his heart. Yet he also gave him direct instructions. What is the sarup of the jiva? The jiva is an eternal servant of Krishna. How to serve Krishna? What is our relationship with him? The kind of instructions he gave on Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojan in 3 chapters of Chaitanya Charitamrita have not, to this day, ever been given anywhere in this world. Can there be any guru greater than this? This is Guru Tattva, real guru. Did even Sandipani Muni give this to Krishna? Did any of the gurus we mentioned earlier ever give this caliber of instruction? Hence, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the real Guru Tattva. And like when we do Archan, we say, Sarva Guruttamaya Sri Chaitanyaya Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an embodiment of all Guru Tattva. So, and if anyone is to become the servant of such a guru, then that person is the topmost Guru-dāsa. If anyone is to become the servant of such a guru, then that person is the topmost Guru-dāsa. Even still, however, something remains to be said. Prior to this, in Prayag, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had given instructions to Srila Rupa Goswami. Therefore, how does Srila Rupa Goswami pray? He says, I was prompted to write Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by his mercy. Hridi Yasya Preranaya Pravartino Ham Varako Rupopi. I am Varaka, he says. Varaka means what? It means insignificant. Whose mercy, by whose inspiration, I was engaged in writing books like Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Nilamani. Who gives inspiration? Chaita Guru gives inspiration. So he says, I bowed to that Guru who is Krishna himself advented as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila offers his obeisances to another Guru, Srila Sanatana Goswami. He thought of Srila Sanatana Goswami as his direct Diksha Guru, so he writes a verse for him too. Shrama Mandirataya Tasya Sanatana Tanor Mad Ishyasya. Sanatan is my worshipful master. I bow to him. Why? This Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is dear to Krishna. So it is like a temple for Srila Sanatana Goswami to take rest within. That's beautiful, huh? So this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is the temple that Srila Sanatana Goswami takes rests in. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhur Bhavatu Sadayam Pramodaya. It is for his delight, for Srila Sanatana Goswami's delight, that I have written this. Thus, both of these personalities and a third personality, Sri Kavi Karnapur, saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as their guru. Rupa, Sanatan, and Kavi Karnapur, these three saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as their guru. What did Mahaprabhu give Kavi Karnapur? He gave him his toe to suck on. What did Kavi Karnapur produce? What book did he write? Ananda Vrindavan Champu. And at a very young age, as a small child, he composed such beautiful verses about Sri Radha and Krishna's love, with every imaginable poetic embellishment, such that he had everyone biting on their fingers in sheer amazement. It was that little boy that became Kavi Karnapur. This is called being a disciple. But now, to conclude this topic, let us go just a little further. The service of Sriman Mahaprabhu, during his final days, was living in Puri at the home of Kashishwar Pandira, absorbed 24 hours a day in a state of bhav, ecstasy. Who was serving him? Śrī Govinda, and also a small boy, Gopal, who later became Gopal Guru. They were both serving him, but Govinda is better known. Śrī Govinda, as per Mahaprabhu's wish, was taking rest. No, he was taking prasad to Srila Haridas Thakur every day. Because Haridas Thakur would not come near the temple. Oh, why would Mahaprabhu was bringing prasad to Haridas Thakur every day because Haridas Thakur would not come near the temple of Sri Jagannath. Sriman Mahaprabhu had relationships like this with those he loved, with those he had such affection for. And Govinda had a connection only with them. Govinda had a connection only with them. Those Sriman Mahaprabhu did not have a relationship with, Govinda too had no relationship. A disciple should be like this. Whoever has a relationship with his guru, whoever is dear to his guru, he has a relationship with that person. Govinda took care of everything in regard to Sriman Mahaprabhu. Who does the body of Mahaprabhu belong to? The body of Mahaprabhu belongs to Govinda. One day he went to serve Mahaprabhu, to massage his feet, and Mahaprabhu was sleeping across the doorway, deliberately. Śrī Govinda draped a chadar over him to enter the room and do his service. Mahaprabhu slept there like that for 2 hours or so, on purpose. When he woke Govinda, he asked him, "Why didn't you go today to take prasad with Srila Haridas Thakur?" "I came in and there was no way to get out," Govinda said. "But how did you come in?" Mahaprabhu asked. "Prabhu," he replied, "to serve you, I placed a cloth, an uttariya, on your limbs and stepped over you to come in." So why did you not go back the same way?" "When I did that to come in, it was for the sake of your service. For my own service, how can I do the same?" Just see what one must do to be a disciple. One has to give up any sort of concern one has for oneself. For the service of one's guru, for one's worshipful master, one has to sacrifice all that one has. One has to give it all up, like tilanjali, oblations of sesame seeds. Even against one's own desires, one has to serve. Then it will be Guru Seva. Otherwise, one can cut one's name. Oh my God, it's heavy. Even against one's own desires, one has to serve. Then it will be Guru Seva. Otherwise, one can cut one's name from the list of servants of one's guru. Heavy. This is how one should be, or else one will come into one of the categories we have discussed. Govinda's service is most remarkable. It is something beyond even praise, something we perhaps cannot even touch. What is that exactly? Govinda said, "Why do Ramananda Rai come here even at night to see Mahaprabhu?" Govinda did not like them coming. Why? When they were not there, Mahaprabhu was somewhat. Whenever these two came, then all night he was weeping. Govinda is saying, "They weep, and make him weep. They don't sleep, and they don't let him sleep. But Govinda cannot say anything to them. Govinda was hearing everything, and hearing Mahaprabhu cry made his heart cry too. What grand and weighty service is this? Until we reach that flow, that dhara, we cannot understand this kind of service. What glorious service is that? When a person's master is the foundation of whole life, when a person is sad when his master is sad, and happy when he is happy, then such a person can render Guru Seva. This is what is meant by Hari-dāsa Varya. People like this can be called Hari-dāsa Varya. Therefore, we must know that Govinda is not inferior. He does not seem to have expertise in scripture. He displays neither oratory eloquence nor expertise in singing ragas, raginis, alaps, etc. But we have to examine what kind of desire he has to serve Mahaprabhu in his heart and the mood with which he does so. Simply and spontaneously, he has shown us the ideal of service to Sriman Mahaprabhu. Even Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had some doubt in regard to such a servant. Why did Ishwar Puri accept this Shudra disciple? And how can you accept his service? He asked Sriman Mahaprabhu. What will people say? And this was when Sarvabhauma had already gained a mood of bhakti. He was asking this. Still, he asked this question. Mahaprabhu responded, My Ishwar, my master, Srila Ishwar Puripad, ordered me to accept him. My Guru is independent. The ordinances of the Vedas and Shastras have no control over him. Therefore, I had no further consideration in this regard. In this context, Mahaprabhu said, Gurur kinkar hoy manya apnar. What's that mean? That means one must revere the servant of Guru. That's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 10:142. Such an important. We can all remember these words. Gurur, sometimes it's Guru-dāsa or Gurur kinkar hoy manya apnar. One must revere the servant of Guru. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 10:142. If we wish to perform bhajan of Bhagavan, we must revere whoever is serving Guru. We are to honor even a dog that serves our Guru. Keep this mood. If for even one day a person has served our Guru, then we are indebted to him. Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur has said, He who is a sevak of the Vaishnavas is the sevak of Guru. Being the servant of all of the Vaishnavas, we cannot be the sevak of Guru. We will not even know what Guru is. Does Bhagavan exist separately from his devotees? Is Guru separate from his sevaks? Guru is the foremost of the Vaishnavas. If someone is a genuine Guru sevak, he will surely be a Vaishnav sevak. Every genuine Vaishnav who is more advanced than oneself, who is rasik and who knows Siddhanta, is as Guru. The division is only here, as within Paratattva in Goloka Vrindavan, there is no Guru Tattva. There everyone is Sakhi Tattva or Sakha Tattva, Krishna's associates. Here, Srila Sanatana Goswami is Guru, and Srila Rupa Goswami is his disciple. There, they are all friends, although there is somewhat more regard for Rupa Manjari. Nothing faulty exists there. The notion of superior and inferior exists there. And even in this Leela, Srila Sanatana Goswami has referred to Srila Rupa Goswami as Pranamya, venerable. He offers his obeisance to Srila Rupa Goswami, stating that it is only by his mercy that one may obtain the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, the best of Rupanugas. The era following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that of Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan. In that period, they are the gurus, and the disciples are Śrī Jiva Goswāmī, Śrī Raghunath Das, and others. Śrī Raghunath Das Goswami is Rupa Nuga Vara, foremost of the followers of Śrī Rupa Goswami. All of Srila Rupa Goswami's teachings condensed are embodied in Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami explains the process of sadhan for many types of sadhaks, and from a tatastha, an impartial perspective, he describes all of the rasas. But is Srila Rupa Goswami himself tatastha? Is he in all of the rasas? No. He has his own ras, which is what? Manjari Bhav. What is Manjari Bhav? Ujjvala Nilamani describes the types of sakis. There's Saki, Nitya Saki, Prana Saki, Priya Saki, and Parama Prishta Saki. The general sakis are those who are more attached to Krishna. They have affection for both Radha and Krishna, but somewhat more for Krishna, like Tanishta. Some sakis have truly equal affection for both Radha and Krishna, although others, such as Lalita and Vishaka, the Priya Narma or Prishta sakis, have affection for both. They have somewhat more affection for although they have affection for both, they have somewhat more affection for Radhikaji. The Pran Sakis and Nitya Sakis have more affection for Radhika than for Krishna. They are always her Palyadasis, her maidservants that she nourishes and maintains. Where do they live? Wherever Srimati Radhaji is. They are sad when she is sad. They are happy when she is happy. When Srimati Radhaji is in Viraha, they are sad. And when she meets with Krishna, they are happy. They are constantly occupied at her feet, following her orders, rendering her many types of services. Most of the Vaishnavas in our Gaudiya Sampradaya are serving in this mood. And this is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. What did he come to give? Swabhakti Shriyam, the beauty of her bhakti. That's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 1.4. What is that like? Anarpita Charing Chirat, that which had not been offered since time immemorial. Samarpait means to thoroughly give. Give what? Now this has said all together. You cannot separate it in the middle, or else it will confuse the meaning. It's Unata Ujjvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam. So it all goes together. That exalted, brilliant ras, or bhakti ras, that is Swayam, that is her own. Whose own? Srimati Radhika's. The bhakti she has for Krishna as a paramour is Unata Ujjvala Ras. And the beauty of that, of her bhakti, is what Sriman Mahaprabhu came to give. Just as lotus flowers or mango blossoms have buds, or manjaris, which constitute the very beauty of the flower, so the beauty of Srimati Radhaji's love is the manjaris. Radhaji's roop, her form, is so very beautiful. But who is the personified manjari of that roop? Rupa Manjari. If a lotus flower moves, blossoms are tossed to and fro, even more forcefully than the self. They, the manjaris, experience even more bliss. This is Manjari Bhav. Those sakis seeking to serve experience several times more joy than what Srimati Radhika derives from meeting with Krishna. Whoa. That's, wow, yeah. Those sakis seeking to serve experience several times more joy than what Srimati Radhaji derives from meeting with Krishna. This happens by means of udipan, wherein whatever feelings Radhaji and her sakis are experiencing whatever feelings Radhaji and her sakis are experiencing are conducted into them, the manjaris, in even greater intensity and in their fullest form. This is called Manjari Bhav. This is Swabhakti Shriyam, the beauty of her own personal devotion. Swa means Radhikaji. So this Swabhakti refers to her bhav, her prem. That is something no one can access. But they can achieve something of its shobha, of its splendor. That is Shriyam. The personified manjari of Radhaji's Roop, beautiful form, the personified manjari of Radhaji's Roop, her beautiful form, is Rupa Manjari. The personified manjari of Radhaji's Bhavs, her moods of love for Krishna, is Bhav Manjari. The personified manjari of Radhaji's Vilas, her amorous pastimes with Krishna, is Vilas Manjari. The personified manjari Rag, ardent attachment to Krishna, is Raga Manjari. This is what Sriman Mahaprabhu came to give. Wow. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami adopted Srila Rupa Goswami's own personal moods. Though Srila Rupa Goswami wrote Ujjvala Nilamani, and he also wrote Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which outlines Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhuras, and the countless moods stemming from them, we have to consider what his own mood was. If we really want to be Rupa Nuga, we have to consider what is Rupa Goswami's mood. Not just what he wrote about in Ujjvala Nilamani and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but what was his personal mood. In Sri Vilap Kusmanjali, verse 6, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami offered his obeisances to Srila Sanatana Goswami in an external manner. Vairagyug Bhakti Rasam Prayatnar Apayayan Mam Anabhipsumandham Gripambudirya Paradukhaduki Sanatanastang Prabhumashrayami. This is an offering of obeisance befitting one's guru, especially one's diksha. Srila Sanatana Goswami is an ocean of causeless mercy, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is saying. I did not want bhakti, and I was totally blind. In regard to Tattva Gyan, I was blind. Such was I, not wanting what he gave, and totally blind. Yet he caught a tight hold of me and poured that prem into my mouth. I take shelter of Srila Sanatana Goswami, who is an ocean of mercy. I bowed down to him. Who is an ocean of mercy? Sangsara Dava Nalalira Loka. Tranaya Kangsara Dava Nalalira Loka. Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam. To deliver the living beings scorched by the blazing forest fire of material existence, Śrī Guru, who is an ocean of auspicious qualities, manifests like a condensed cloud of mercy. That's Śrī Guru-vandanā, verse 1. This condensation of compassion is Srila Sanatana Goswami. But this is an external offering of reverence. In Varanasi, Sriman Mahaprabhu had given Srila Sanatana Goswami instructions on Vaidhi Bhakti, so Srila Raghunath Das Goswami paid his respects in that mood. But how does he pay pranam to his Shiksha Guru? He does not mention who of Srila Rupa Goswami, and Srila Srila Sanatana Goswami he sees as his Shiksha Guru, and who he sees as Diksha Guru. But here Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he says, Tvam Rupa Manjari Sakhi Pratita Purismin Pungsa Parasya Vadanahi Pashyasiti Pimbadare Kshatamanaghata Bhartrikaya Yatte Vyadhayi Kimutachchuka Pungavena. That's Sri Vilap Kusmanjali, verse 1. If two people are equals, the formality of obeisances, namaskar, does not work. When they meet, they laugh and joke and tease one another. They tease each other like bosom friends. As soon as they see each other, their hearts fill with joy. There is no cordiality on top of that. No need for polite formality. Namaskar, Mahoday, Namaskar. Greetings to you, great sir, greetings. There's no need to say anything like that. The two meet, smile, and that's it. Pranam done. No bhav, no smile will come. And so this namaskar Mahādaya is needed. Wait, I didn't get that. And where there is no bhav, no smile will come. And so this namaskar Mahādaya is needed. Okay. Here, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami has said pranam to Srila Rupa Goswami in a way that directly seeks the bliss within Srila Rupa Goswami's heart. He is smiling, and his perfected form as Rati Manjari, he and said something to tease her. Rupa Manjari, what have you been doing? Everyone praises you so much in this town of Raj, saying that you are very chaste. There is no lady so chaste as you, Raj. Hasn't your husband gone somewhere to purchase cows? It has been 3 or 4 days, and I know he has not returned. And I know you don't even look at the face of any man but your husband. But your glance doesn't wander anywhere. Your glance does not wander anywhere. But what is this? Am I seeing wrong? Oh, you're very red. How red? Like bimbo fruits. They are very tender, thin, and subtle, and they are juicy. So what am I looking at? It is as if a parrot came and perched on you, thinking your lips were bimbo fruits, and bit them. But where is your husband? Then how did this happen? Saying, she started laughing and smiled at Rupa Manjari. And just like that, this became the father, the crest jewel of all pranams. Hearing her words, Rupa Manjari smiled too. Something like this happens in this world when two friends meet, this teasing and playful dialogue. Where is the gurutva, the gravity in paying pranam to one's guru like this? But really, for one who is qualified, this is true gurutva, true gravity. Even among prayers in the category of Raganuga Bhakti, this pranam is distinctly that of a Rupanuga. This is Rupanugatva, being a follower of Srila Rupa Goswami, especially regarding those following the line of Srimad Mahaprabhu's conceptions. All or many or most of them will inevitably become Raganuga. Sorry. Let me read that. Especially regarding those following the line of Srimad Mahaprabhu's conceptions, all or many or most of them will inevitably become Raganuga. But it is very difficult to become Rupanuga. Rupanuga is not so easy. Only if one follows closely in the guidance of certain concepts particular to Srila Rupa Goswami, ones that come from his own personality and nature, can one become a Rupanuga. Therefore, even among Gaudiya Vaishnavas, it is extremely difficult to become a Rupanuga. Very difficult. Our Gaudiya Vaishnavas, and especially those under the guidance of our Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, however, are worshipping in this mood. If a guru has this kind of relationship in this realm and is giving it in this world, then he is the greatest, most substantial guru. Those who realize this will feel such gratitude. They will feel that they cannot repay such a debt, not in a whole lifetime, and not in millions and millions of lifetimes, not even when they have attained Shri Radha and Krishna and Goloka Vrindavan. If the disciple does that he is indebted to his guru, then is he a disciple? When he has not understood what he is giving and why he is indebted, if he does not know what Paramartha, the supreme spiritual wealth, really is. One second. Who's doing that? Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, it'll stop. I think it's Sajan Marj. I told him to call me in an hour. Anyways, let me reread this because this is so important. When he has not understood what his guru is, when he has not understood what his guru is giving and why he is indebted, if he does not know what Paramartha, the supreme spiritual wealth, really is, and most disciples these days do not, then why would he feel indebted? People may feel indebted if you give them 100 rupees, or if you give them something decorative, an ornament or something. For that, they will feel indebted. But they do not feel indebted for the paramartha, the supreme topmost wealth, paramartha, they have been given. This means they have not understood what paramartha is. Especially when it comes to all these topics, what will they understand? They can't understand. But slowly, 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 when they progress, then they will understand what this paramartha is, what it means to be rupanuga, and just indebted they are. They will not understand so easily in the beginning. How will we understand now that we are indebted to Srila Rupa Goswami? Only if we enter into this subject somewhat, otherwise not. From what I can understand, on the topic of Guru Seva, one who rouses even the slightest bit of greed within us to become a particle of Rupa Manjari's foot dust is a real Guru, a truly paramarthic Guru. And those who cannot convey such moods do not have any place in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To those who can, we are forever indebted. Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur has also described these things in his Siddha Lalasa songs. When we read these properly, when we're into them, their profound meanings, then we will understand. Srila Gurudeva Ki Jai. Oh, the sound went out? Sorry about that. Yeah. Wasn't that so beautiful? Yeah. And what more, like, this is how, like Gurudev saying, this is how we see in our line, coming in the line of Srila Rupa Goswami, especially coming in the line of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, one's glory is seen based on their Rupanugatva, how much they are a follower of Srila Rupa Goswami. And like how, yeah, Srila Gurudev, that's like, who else would do every year for three days? He would bring everybody together from all different mats. First he'd get all the different scholars of Raj and Mathura, all people, all Rajvasis. It would be even advertised on TV, and he'd bring them all together to glorify Srila Rupa Goswami. And then he would have all the devotees from all the different Gaudiya mats, every single Gaudiya mat, come together and glorify Srila Rupa Goswami. And there'd be a morning program and an evening, is full day program. And then on the last day, he would have all of his disciples. He would have all of those he is so carefully trained, all glorify Srila Rupa Goswami. And anytime anybody said anything just a little bit off, he would bring the right conception, and then he would glorify Rupa Goswami, and he'd show how to really, truly, what it really means to be a Rupanuga. So there's so many amazing Mahabhagavat acharyas, but really this is like such a unique speciality of Gurudev, to put so much emphasis on Rupa Goswami, and also make sure that everybody is able to get the essence of Rupa Goswami's teachings. Every child, every housewife, all the sannyasis, it didn't matter how high somebody was, how low somebody was, he would drill it into every single person. What is the meaning of bhakti? He made there's so many stories. Everybody has their story from Gurudev of how he asked them what is bhakti, and they had to explain Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karma dhyanavartam. There's so many stories. Like on the Gurudev Memories website, I have my own story of Gurudev drilling me on that verse, and on the Gurudev Memories website, there's lots of people who give that same kind of memory, like I had, of Gurudev drilling them on this. What is Rupa Goswami giving us? What is Uttama Bhakti? And anyways, and not only was he teaching, instructing, giving us Srila Rupa Goswami's teachings and drilling us on them, but he was fully embodying them in his own life. He was fully like we glorify the six Goswamis, Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Nativi Kala. Like Gurudev also, in the same way, he was living just like the Goswamis, fully because he was a Rupanuga. So that means he was fully and always, not just externally in his sadhak roop, but in the topmost way. And that's why Gurudev also always would give so much emphasis on this point, which he just mentioned in this, how being a Rupanuga doesn't just mean following Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Ujjvala Nilamani, but to actually understand what Srila Rupa Goswami's own personal moods was, and to be following that fully. That is really Rupanuga. You can be a Rupanuga to some extent, following like the Vrajvasis and one of the 4 rasas like that. But to truly be a Rupanuga in the fullest and the highest sense means to fully understand his moods and be fully under the guidance of Rupa Manjari. And there's a beautiful glorification of Bhakti Jivan Janardana Goswami Maharaj that Gurudev, he wrote this point in such a profound way. Anyways, so I'm praying that, like Gurudev wrote at the end of this, that one day I could actually understand this, and then, only then will I feel indebted. Because right now, I don't feel indebted, and that's why I'm not so interested. I'm not so taking it so seriously. And days go by, and I don't know what I'm doing with my time, and why I'm so lazy, why I don't try, why I don't really care about his teachings. But I'm just praying on this day that I can be with those who really have nishtha in Gurudev, and that one day I can become Guru-dāsa. Okay, Hari Bol. Sorry. Maybe we can do one kirtan and then. One second. Okay. What should we sing? Oh, Indira Mataji, an answer to this. I wonder if Mahaprabhu came only to relish Sri Radha's love, or he also relished Manjari Bhav. It seems to be higher, but how can this be? I'm not at all in a position, I can't give an authoritative answer, I don't, but just my own understanding is Mahaprabhu came to it's Krishna trying to understand. Well, you know more than I do even, so what am I saying? But anyways, Krishna came to understand the moods of Srimati Radhika, those 3 things, but I've never heard anywhere that Mahaprabhu came to. I probably misunderstood what you wrote, but he came to give this, the shobha or the shriya, right? It's the beauty of that love that can be given to the jivas, but for himself he came to relish. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so what should we sing? Maybe Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya. That's my favorite song. Okay. Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Karo e dase Trinapekshayati hina Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Karo e dase Trinapekshayati hina Sakala sahane pala diya karo sakala sahane bala diya karo nija mane sprihahina nija mane sprihahina সকলে সমান করিতে শক্তি সকলে সমান করিতে শক্তি দেহ নাত যত যত দেহ নাত যত যত তবে তো গাইব হরি নাম সুখে তবে তো গাইব হরি নাম সুখে অপরাধ হবে হাত অপরাধ হবে হাত গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষা অতিহীন গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষা অতিহীন কবে হেন কৃপা লাভিয়া এ জন কৃতার্থ হইবে না ও কবে হেন কৃপা লাভিয়া এ জন কৃতার্থ হইবে না ও শক্তি বুদ্ধি শক্তি বুদ্ধি আমি অতি দিন শক্তি বুদ্ধি আমি অতি দিন করো মোরে আত্মা সাত করো মোরে আত্মা সাত শক্তি বুদ্ধিহীন আমি অতি দিন করো মোরে আত্মা সাত করো মোরে আত্মা সাত গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষায়তি হীনা গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষায়তি হীনা জগত বিচারে কিছু নাহি পায় তোমার করুণা সার জগত বিচারে কিছু নাহি পায় তোমার করুণা সার তোমার করুণা সার গুরুদেব তোমার করুণা সার গুরুদেব তোমার করুণা সার তোমার করুণা সার করুণা না হইলে কান্দিয়া কান্দিয়া করুণা না হইলে কান্দিয়া কান্দিয়া প্রাণ না রাখিব আর প্রাণ না রাখিব আর প্রাণ না রাখিব আর গুরুদেব প্রাণ না রাখিব আর গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষা অতিহীন গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া koroe dase trinapeksha atihina. Can we do one more song? There's a beautiful song by Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Thakur called Hari He Śrī Rupa Gosai, Śrī Guru-rupete Shiksha Dila Morakane, and then after that we can end. So I'll just sing that song and then, but let me just share my screen so that you can get the words. Let me find it first though. It's here. 1 second. Let me just find it. Sorry, my files are really messy. There. Here, they here. Okay. Hari He Śrī Rupa Gosai, Śrī Guru-rupete. Based on the 8th verse of Upadeshamrita. Hari He Śrī Rupa. It is. Let's do this again. Okay. Sorry, this is a version that I worked on, so you have some track changes. I'm just making this so I can make it big so you can see it easily. 1 second. My throat's really dry. I just want to get 1 gulp of water and then I will sing this. There. I can see clearly. I'll read the translation first and then we can sing. 1 second. Let me just water my throat. All right. Oh Hari. Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, in the form of Śrī Guru, whispered this advice into my ear. Understand my words, O beggar of Nam, and you will attain a rati, you will attain affection for chanting the name. So this is Rupa Gosvāmī in the form of Śrī Guru. Śrī Guru is whispering, Śrīla Gurudev is whispering this advice into my ear. Very carefully engage your tongue and mind in Krishna's name, form, attributes, and pastimes in accordance with the gradual method given in the scriptures. Residing in Vraj as a Raganuga Bhakta, engage in smaran and kirtan of the Lord. Indeed, spend all your time in this way. Accept this as the essence of all instructions. Alas, O Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, when will you mercifully bestow residence in Vraj upon this wretched soul? You are Ragatmika, and the wish of this servant is to follow in your footsteps. Gurudev would always quote this verse. Tannama rupa charitadi sukirtananu smritya kramena rasana manasi niyoja. So that. Okay. And then after this we can end. I'll do. Hari He Śrī Rupa Gosai. Wait, let me just check, make sure everything's sharing. Okay. Sorry. Hari He Śrī Rupa Gosai, Śrī Guru-rupete Shiksha Dila Morakane. Jana Morakata Namera Kangala Rati Pabe Namagani. I'm going to just do it one time. Krishna Nama Rupa Rupa Guna. Krishna Nama Rupa Guna Sucharita Parama Jatane Kori Rasana Manase Korohone Yoga Krama Vidhi Anusari Krama Vidhi Anusari Praje Kori Vas raganuga ya smarana kirtana koro enikhila kal koro japana upadesha saradharo upadesha saradharo Harupa Gosai Daya Kori Kavedi Vedine Brajavasa Ragatmika Tumi Tava Padanuga Ragatmika Tumi Tava Padanuga Hoite Dasera Yasha Hoite Dasera Asha Hoite Dasera Asha Hoite Dasera Asha Shirupa Goshai Śrī Guru-rupe Shiksha Dila Morakani Jano Morakata Namera Kangal Rati Pabe Namagani Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Oh Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Rupa Raghunath Rupa Raghunath Rupa Raghunath Jaya Rupa Raghunath Jaya Rupa Raghunath Rupa Raghunath Rupa Raghunath Jaya Rupa Raghunath Jaya Guru-deva 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 Jaya Guru Jaya Guru-dev 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara 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 Guru Par Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Garanga Vikagiri Dhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Juki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Juki Jai Jai Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Juki Jai Shri Radha Raman Bihari Juki Jai Jai Nitya Lila Vishtam Vishnupad Ashutara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Guru-dāsa ki Jai तदीय शुभ व्यास पूजा महा महोत्सव की जय आविर्भाव तिथि की जय तिथि पालन करी भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री नितिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिशिमार नितिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नितिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्तिवेदांत त्रिविक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नितिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय नितिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नितिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय स्वापार्षद श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय नितिल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्रील गौरकिशोर बाबाजी महाराज की जय नितिल प्रविष्ट श्रील सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय नितिल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्रील जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय श्रील बलदेव विजयभूषण प्रभु की जय श्रील विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय श्री नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्राय की जय श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय नाम आचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदाता गिरिराज महाराज की जय श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय श्री भक्ति देवी की जय श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीगण की जय स्वापार्षद श्री गौर हरि की जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्रील गुरुदेव की जय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवाय कृष्ण भक्ति पद देवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Dandavat pranams, all devotees. If you want something really nice to read today, I think, reading this would make Gurudev happy. I don't know. There's an article called This Mahapurush, and we can see how Śrīla Gurudev would so beautifully glorify our Param Gurudev. It's a class that he gave in 1994 in Bengali in Devananda Gaudiya Math. We published it last year, and it's just such an amazing article. I highly recommend anybody read it. If you want, I can send you the link, or maybe I can just post the link here. Yeah, I'll post the link in the comments right now. It is so good. Let me just find it. This Mahapurush. Take me 1 second to find. Got it. This Mahapurush. Yeah, because on Gurudev's Vyasa Puja day, what would he do? He would glorify his own Guru. I just remember on Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, he becomes so sober and grave. And it wasn't just like his day, like where he's happy and taking all the offerings of his disciples, but no, he'd become very serious and grave, and he would worship his own Guru Padma and his Gurudev's Guru and his entire Guru Parampara. And so on this day especially, we can see how Gurudev would glorify his Gurudev. I think if we glorify Param Gurudev on this day, that makes Gurudev extra happy. So, and we can also see how we should the standard of how a disciple should glorify their guru. And then maybe we can also glorify Gurudev like that. So I just posted it in the comments if anybody wants to read that. All right, thank you so much for joining. And I guess tomorrow I'll start Srimad Bhagavatam again. Or maybe we can read this Mahapurush. We'll read Srimad Bhagavatam and this Mahapurush. Yeah. All right, unless anybody has any other thing. If somebody wants me to read something else more about Gurudev, and we can start Srimad Bhagavatam the day after tomorrow, you can let me know. Otherwise, we'll just do both. All right, Jai Shri Radhe. Thank you so much for joining. Hari Bol. It's going to end now. Oh, and for Jumna Prabhu, that question, I don't really feel so, like, that's something people take this so lightly. And what was Gurudev's Manjari's name and all that? I've never heard Gurudev speak about that. And so why should we speak about it? Gurudev wouldn't take, I've never in my entire life, I've never heard of Gurudev ever saying that to anybody. And so, like, that's totally beyond us. When we become qualified, when we become naturally, we can't force things to happen, easily. Like like Gurudev was saying just in the article that we're reading, this process, becoming a Rupanuga, it's not an easy process. It's not just something you can just, here, that. No. So when we really seriously follow Gurudev's instructions and he gives us his mercy, then that kind of thing will naturally come, but it'll come not just, anyways, you get the point. Sorry. All right. Hari Bol. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe.